All right, we're rolling. I think everything's good on that side. Let's get this all set up over here. All right. Yo, what is up? What's happening? Welcome, people, to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your boy, IFBB PRO Battalion. Today, I'm going to talk to the men only, the men specifically, about one thing that we need to chat about. Stick around. Of course, you're going to hear what we have to say. I'm just getting set up over here at Instagram. Don't know what's going on. Paused because my connection's ass right now over there. Don't know why. But that's just what it is. That's what it is. If it connects, you know what? I'll just give it a second. Okay, it's good. It's fine. It's fixed. Problems fixed. All right, so let's break it down. This one here is for men only. This conversation today is for men only. If you've never tuned into the Meathead on the Mic podcast before, this is your opportunity to ask me questions, to talk to me, to get information, everything along the line under the sun. And at the end, I'll do my very best to answer all your questions. And of course, give you the, I guess, education you want to hear, you need to hear moving into the new year. All right. So with that said, with that out the way, I want to remind you that I'm not ignoring you if you're dropping comments and I don't respond immediately. What's happening is at the end of the episode, as I just said, I will be responding to as many questions as possible. So feel free to drop them. But as we go along the podcast, I will be honoring those that are listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So I won't interrupt the podcast until we're done. All right. So drop your questions. I'm not ignoring you. Stick around, stay tuned, and I'll hook you up. All right. Don't know what's going on with Instagram. The connection is just horrible. Give me a sec. I'm going to restart that one there. Just give me a sec. And then we're going to launch into the podcast. But in the meantime, let me know how your day's going. Of course, this is a fitness podcast. If you don't already know, now you know. So ask your questions. Definitely ask your questions. Get them out the way. And I'll get back to you at the end. So just stick around too. Just stick around. I don't know why Instagram is being such an ass right now. We will see. Okay, let's try this again for Instagram. Everything else is good though. All right, cool. Now it wants to work. That's awesome. Okay, now it doesn't want to work. Fuck it. Don't give a shit. Let's get into it. Let's dive into today's episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yo, what's good, Meatheads? Hope you're having an amazing day, and welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your boy, the returning champion, IFBB PRO Battalion, coming at you with another topic. And today, I'm going to be talking about, or at least telling you, men, what you need to hear in 2023 if you've been stuck in the loop of procrastination over this year, or the past year, or the year before that, whatever it is. If you've noticed that you wanted to always, get your fitness going, get your whatever goal it is taken care of, but you've noticed like you only have the drive, but not the action to follow the drive, this is the episode that I need you to listen to and to pay full fucking attention to. All right. But before we dive in, if you know any men or anybody for the lack of the matter that struggles with procrastination, that struggles with at least following through even 50% on their fitness goals, shoot this episode to them or invite them in this episode if you're watching live and you know they can tune in as well. Again, I'm going to remind you that you can always ask questions whenever or wherever on whichever social media platform that you see me on. All right. So with that out the way, we'll be diving into today's podcast episode right into the meat and potatoes. We're going to just talk about it. And I'm going to ask you guys, specifically you men, okay? And just be honest with yourself. This is kind of a rhetorical question because I can't hear you, right? Around this time last year, you made a promise to yourself. My question to you is this: did you keep your word? Did you keep your word? You said 2022 was the year you finally got rid of your, swollen man boobs. The thing we can see through your shirt. Yeah, we can see it. You said 2022 was the year you finally get rid of your rotund, gelatinous fucking belly. And sounds disgusting. It sounds rude. Doesn't sound pleasant, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I mean, you probably bully yourself in your head more than I even ever could. And I'm not trying to bully you. I'm just really calling it out raw and real, the way you think about it, the way you feel about it. Okay. You said 2022 was the year you finally stepped on stage for the first time. Some of you that, wanted to compete for the very first time. You said that 2022 was the year you finally do it. Right? You also said, or may have said, 2022 was the year you finally let go of that job and chased your true passion. And here's the thing. That's powerful. The power of the tongue, if you've ever heard of it, it's powerful. To say something, to really resonate with something so much so that you want to say it is powerful. That's already a great sign. And I'm not, you know, kicking you while you're down, while when you say that, the things that you want to do. Like, that's good. It shows that you have interest in wanting to improve your life. That I commend you for. All right. I applaud you for that. Just for thinking in that direction and wanting to go that direction. Kudos to you. You said a lot of these things. You really did want them. And that's why you said them. But the question that follows that is, did you do? You said, but did you do? Did you do anything about it? Okay. Did you do anything about it? And now, answering your first question, or looking or reflecting at your first statement, the first statement that I talked about this episode, which was you said 2022 was the year you finally get rid of your swollen man boobs, or at least lose some weight. When I ask you why you haven't, because it's 2023 now and you haven't made any progress. When I ask you why you haven't done that the entire last year, you say, I wanted to. I was really motivated in 2021 December, but measuring food's fucking annoying, bro. I get it, you know. But in response to that, either you get annoyed with the food scale or the weight scale and what you see in the mirror. Like, you're going to be annoyed anyway. It's a part of the process. And if you were never annoyed, and if things were never hard, and if everything was easy, then wouldn't it have already been done? Like, think about that. Think about it. Really. And maybe some of you guys that, are into fitness, that have been following fitness, and you have, fitness role models that inspire you, whether it's on social media, wherever you see them, and it made you want to compete. My question is, why didn't you compete? And your answer typically is, and most of the answers I usually get or hear are, you know what? I really did want to compete, but I do not think I am ready for the stage. And that's valid. If you don't think you're ready for the stage, cool. That's what you think. But in 2021, you said 2020 was the year. 2022 was the year that you actually do the thing, right? And here's a news flash. And you already know this, which is kind of why you're uncomfortable listening to this, but you'll never feel ready. You will never feel ready. This goes for competing. This goes for that job that you want, or that risk you want to take. Anything, the girl you want to ask out, you'll never be fucking ready. You'll always have a little bit of doubt, a little bit of something inside you that makes you not want to do the thing because you're fucking afraid, which is natural because you've never done this thing before. Okay, you have to understand that in order to get anything that you want in life, you have to dive in head first and see where you land. As fucked up and as like backwards as that sounds, it kind of is the only way to get something done that you've never done before, because I mean, you've never done it. And so if you look at your feelings and say, well, I'm going to go based off of my feelings, and because I've never done it, I have fear, because there's the fear of the unknown, which is a common fear that keeps us safe and alive as human beings. It's biological. You'll never start anything because you never did it. You don't know what it is, and because you don't know what it is, you're afraid of it, or other reasons that are connected to you not being familiar with the territory, and that being a direct reason or a direct correlation to the reason why you don't commit to the action in the first place. You might think it's too hard. You might not be afraid. You could think it's too hard. You could think that you don't have the time. You could think anything, literally, because you haven't done that thing before. You don't know how long it takes. You don't know really how difficult it is. This is your perception of it, though, because you feel like goals are so hard to achieve, right? And don't get me wrong, most of these goals are going to be harder than easier. All right. But as I said, you have to dive in head first regardless and see where you land. And then you improve. It's backwards in that sense. You don't improve and then try to do the thing. You fuck up first and then you improve. And then you continue to fuck up and then you continue to improve. And that's called progress. Okay. And you'll always be improving your look as an amateur bodybuilder or as a professional bodybuilder. So, regardless of you feeling ready, that's horse shit. Because even I, for my first show, I literally was going to back out minutes before I went on stage. But I realized, okay, well, if I don't feel ready now, when will I ever feel ready if this is a game of progress? Right? Like, when will I actually be ready? When I, develop or build an Olympia physique, then I can compete at an amateur show? It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. You'll always be improving your look as an amateur or a pro. So that's absolute fucking horse shit. Period. Period. The fact is, you might be chicken, which is okay. And as I said, I'm not calling you out in the sense like, oh, you should be embarrassed. No, I'm just telling it like it is. I'm telling it like it is. You shouldn't be embarrassed because it's true. I've been chicken, and fuck, I'm still chicken of a lot of shit. You guys might be listening to me, following me, thinking that like, I'm somebody that's like really, really, really different. But I'm not really that different. Like, I just am afraid of shit, just like you. Okay. Like, I have fears too. I've procrastinated too. I procrastinate too. I'm not perfect, and nobody fucking is. And I mean, if you dismantle that and you get rid of the I guess the false notion that people can be perfect, it becomes a lot easier to just do the thing that you really want to do because you're not afraid of how people will perceive you in the sense of like you being embarrassed about it or embarrassed about like not pulling through to the level that you wanted to, right? Again, a lot easier said than done, but it is fucking doable. Okay. Especially for you guys that don't have time to go to the gym, but you have time to fucking watch the World Cup, binge YouTube videos back to back while you eat like shit and watch 1,000 episodes of God knows what fucking anime it is and memorize over 30 hours of a Netflix series. That's bullshit. You do have the time, but you're either too afraid to commit yourself to the journey, you either don't know enough to commit yourself to the journey, or you just think it's too hard and you're being fucking lazy. And that in that case, I'm calling you out. Okay. All these like, oh, but and maybe, but I think because I'm not right. All that shit is bullshit. Okay. Please, my guy, dude, listening to this, brother, please, for your own sake, shut the fuck up. With all due respect, shut the fuck up. And I mean that. Like, why do you open your mouth and tell others what you want to do? But when it comes time to do the thing, you fold like fresh fucking laundry. Like, why? Doesn't that bother you? It certainly bothers me. And I know that because I've fucking done it. Again, telling you I'm not perfect. I'm not speaking from a pedestal. I've done that shit and it irks my soul. So I wonder why you continue to do that in 2021, 2022, and even 2023, this year that you're listening to this right now. Why do you do that shit? Like, as I said at the start of the episode, to say something, to speak it, like the power of the tongue is real. To speak something into existence is powerful if it's followed by action. If you just speak to speak, you're embarrassing yourself because you're not going to do the thing that you want to do. And then that's going to mentally or subconsciously tie a negative connotation to you wanting to do anything that you set your mind to because you know that you can't even fucking trust yourself. Don't keep promises to yourself. So how could you even or why would you even say anything that you want to do, let alone believe it? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Just sit with that for a half second. If that makes sense, just nod your head silently. If it doesn't, replay this episode because it makes sense. All right? You're making a fool out of yourself each and every single year, and you double down on your clown behavior for no fucking reason. I say it's no reason, but you know inside it's because it's fear. I say no reason, but you know inside it's because of it could be self-hatred, self-doubt, whatever it is. And I'm saying these things because I know I've literally been there. And if I didn't go through that, I would not have been able to achieve anything that I've achieved, or I wouldn't be able to achieve anything else in the future. I know I'm going to go through that process again. Okay. I know I'm going to think something's too hard again. I know I'm going to want to quit again. I know I'm literally just going to want to be fucking lazy again, like I'm a human being. But the further away I stray from actually being lazy, procrastinating, and doing what I know is wrong, the more success I'm going to see. And that's just it. There's no such thing as, oh, I hit this level of success and now I don't ever have to try again. And it's always going to feel easy to me every day. Not real. Nobody that I've known ever on the planet, like the surface of planet Earth, has been that way, including the people that I look up to the way that you look up to me, like my mentors. I look up to them like, oh man, these motherfuckers must be perfect. They don't miss everything. They don't really have problems in their life, but they have more problems that I could even dream of. And if I had those problems, I'd probably die. And they still go through with it because they do understand that it's just going to be a part of the equation no matter what. It's going to feel too hard. It's going to get to a point where you want to procrastinate. It's going to get to every negative feeling you felt now is going to repeat itself. So what the fuck's the point of running away from it is the question. And the answer to that is there is none. There's no point of running away from it. Anticipate it. Shit, work towards it so that you know you can get better through that adversity. And that every single time it does come, because it will, that you get better at handling it. So that it reduces the amount of time that you spend slowing down the process and increases the amount of time that you spend expediting the process. All right? Because all it can do is slow you down to a halt or just slow you down. And the more you go through it, rinse and repeat over and over, the better it's going to get. The less time you're going to spend in stall mode, I will say, quote unquote. Stalling being you're in the middle between doing something, not doing it because you're procrastinating, or because you think it's too hard, or because you think you don't have any time, or whatever the fucking variable or excuse is in this situation. All right. It's embarrassing and you know it to make these New Year's resolutions and never follow through with it. It's pitiful. And when I say shut the fuck up, I'm not saying you're dumb or like you're stupid or like you're worthless. I'm just saying for your own sake, because if you keep saying stuff and not doing the thing, you will never ever trust yourself because you know in your heart that you break promises to yourself. Your word means fucking nothing to you, and it's cheap. Talk is cheap, and you're willing to show us because you were going to say things without your actions following it. And I'm telling you to shut the fuck up, not to just shut up, but to do something and then talk about it. And the reason why is because then you can believe yourself. Your word will hold merit. There will be value behind your letters. And the tongue actually becomes powerful in that sense, and you will understand your own value at that point. Right? Does that make sense to you? So don't just take this as a meathead talking down on you, trying to shit on you. Fuck no. Because this is a message I to myself need to hear. And that's facts. Okay. So as I told you before, I'm not perfect. I'm not better than you. The fuck is that? What does that even mean? Like, I may have things you want, but you may have things I want. Doesn't make you better than me. Doesn't make me better than you. Like, let's get a grip here, man. It's not all about ego and fucking pissing contests and see who has the biggest fucking balls out here. I know social media is like that nowadays. Who's got the biggest house, the fastest, most expensive car, the baddest bitch, the whatever the fuck it is. But that really doesn't matter, man. It really doesn't. Because that person is lacking something that someone else bigger than him has. And he perceives the other person to be more or better than him. So let's take it a step down here. Let's really put shit into perspective, guys. All right? Have mercy on yourself. It's pitiful. Either you're going to let the actions do the talking, or you're going to shut the fuck up. Sounds harsh, I know, but somebody has to tell you when your fly's down. It's embarrassing. You don't want to hear it, but I'd rather fucking embarrass you directly, man to man, not to make it so that I'm bigger than you or better than you, but no, it's embarrassing to talk about, and I'd rather tell you man to man than have the whole world, or at least in this metaphor, the whole bar point and laugh at you, or whisper to their friends and laugh at you because your fly's down and you don't even know it. I'm telling you, man, your fly is fucking down. You better zip that shit up. All right, zip it up or keep clowning, and I mean that from the top, middle, and bottom of my motherfucking heart. All the smoke with my full chest. All right. I'm telling it like it is, not my man boobs. I'm telling you with my chest, not my man boobs. I'm telling it like it is. And it's a reason why I don't have man boobs because of what I just explained. All right. You're either going to level up or you're going to level off. Period. 2023 is for the winners, the doers, and the risk takers. Like, look, you can continue to live in the past. That's absolutely cool. There's no rules to life. Do what you want to do, but just don't lie about your future. If you listen to this and it made you upset, good. That's the point. Literally, use this rage or discomfort and realization in your lack of at least seriousness with yourself because you don't take yourself seriously. Use that to actually change something this year instead of talking about changing the thing that you want to change so badly. All right. You're either going to stay mad and hate me because I'm a fucking asshole, I'm misogynistic, I'm stupid, I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm a nigger, whatever the fuck you want to call me. You can hate me, you can stay mad at me, or you can literally understand the message and my perspective, which is I'm not better than you. I'm literally telling you the things I told myself to help me achieve my success, to be a successful entrepreneur, to be a 23-year-old, or to turn pro at 23 years old as a natural bodybuilder, to win so many things, to have people's respect, to be able to get any girl I like, all those things that like the things that you want, you can have. And you're either going to stay mad at the people that have them or you're going to do what they're doing to get them. Stay mad or get better. Get fucking good, bro. Seriously. Because it's possible. You can literally do it. It's not easy. God knows it won't be a walk in the park, but it is doable, man. And you're lying to yourself if you think that it's not. I'm only, look, if you're mad at this message, it's because you're mad at yourself. I'm only amplifying the voice in your head that tells you not to be fat and lazy. And you know this is true because you have that voice in your head. And it's partially the reason why you even clicked this episode in the first place. So if you're mad at this message, argue with yourself. I'm out. If you understood this message, get to fucking work. You know what time it is. 2023 is for the takers. You wasted last year. Show me what you're about this year. All right? That's it. That's all. If you like this episode, share it out with a friend. I hope I was able to deliver a valuable experience to you guys and girls today. Thank you so much for your precious time and attention. Also, if you want to lose 25 pounds or more and become a part of the Natural Nomad Academy and have me as your head coach, IFBB Pro Matt Butale, DM me on any social media platform at Matt Butale to see if you'll be a good fit. I don't accept everybody. Okay. You have to have a good head on your shoulders for me to even consider you. All right. So if you do pass qualification, you're in and we'll work together. But if not, I'll let you know what you need to change. I won't leave you in the dark. I'll probably throw you a free ebook just for even attempting to ask me, because at the end of the day, that shows effort and I'm going to reward that. All right. I'm not going to leave you in the dark. All right. Don't forget to screenshot and share this podcast on your Instagram story or wherever you are watching this. Let's embrace your inner meathead together. It's been nice chatting. Hope you like what today's topic was about. IFBB Pro Matt Butale signing out. Boom. All right, that's it. That's all. This episode's done with. Yeah, so Instagram like glitched out completely. I don't know why I can't go live there. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Uh let's see here. Don't know what's going on there. Oh well. Beats me. We don't have much to talk about here. No, we don't. We don't have many questions at all. So Sad Wolfie says measuring food is hard as fuck. Don't doubt it. For some people, it's easy. For some people, it's hard. But for everybody, it's going to be something that they're going to have to do if they want to be serious about their fitness. So regardless of if it's easy or hard, it's you just got to you're going to have to do it. Walking was hard, I'm pretty sure, when you were a toddler, but you had to do it if you wanted to get somewhere else. Like unless you want to crawl on pavement, but you get my point. Shit's going to be hard if you've never done it before until you do it, and then it's not hard. So that's what I can say to you there, Sad Wolfie. Appreciate the follows, people on TikTok. I really do. Annabelle says, "How are you?" I'm okay. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Thanks for tuning in. Kevin, appreciate the follow. Garbage truck content says, "I work, I work, I work out every day, Sunday, Friday, and Wednesday, and then I lift bricks all day. So I consider myself a pretty active person, and so would I. I consider that to be pretty fucking active, and that's awesome. But how do you eat is the question." Okay. And that's going to determine your results. So if you're like wondering, "Oh, I'm so active, but I'm not getting results," it's your food, brother. I got to break it to you. It's your food. All right, guys. That is it. That's all. I'll be back again with another episode of the Meathead of the Mic podcast. Stick around. Stay tuned. If you like this episode, hit me up. Let me know your favorite part. Chat later. Peace, love, and protein. We are out.